Henry Walter Harris was born at Jeffcott, near Donald, in 1880. His father, who arrived in Australia in 1853, was born in Eastbourne, England, of Irish descent. His mother was Irish and arrived in Australia in 1855. His wife Elsie May Foster was born in Donald in 1890. Both her parents were born in Victoria and were of English and Irish descent. They were married in Donald in 1912 and moved from Donald to work for Jim Miller at Gill Station, 11 miles north of Birchip. Walter was working with sheep, clearing the land and ridding it of foxes and rabbits. He was paid £100 a year plus meat, eggs and milk. Gill was part of the mail bed station. In 1925 they purchased their first block of land of 86 acres. On this there were 2 rooms and a veranda. Made of corrugated iron, it was Hessian lined and it remained so for many years. This was the beginning of homely. Over the next few years they purchased 136 acres from Phil Johnson. This was always referred to as Johnson's, and 94 acres of Crown land known as the Reserve. 5 children had arrived by this time: Herb in 1914, Bob 1916, Jim 1920, Kath 1924 and Stella in 1926. Not long after setting up the farm, Walter decided to become a dairy farmer. They milked up to 40 cows by hand twice a day. The milk was delivered around the town by horse and cart. The milk cart carried 2 12-gallon cans with taps, and the boys armed with billies ran from house to house. They did this every day before and after school. They sold cream for 6p a jar. Of course, feed for the cows was often short and they ran their own chaff cutter. This was hooked up to a tractor every Saturday morning and the chaff was mixed with bran to supplement the feed. As time went by, the cows were replaced by wheat and barley crops. Water was always a precious commodity and was held in tanks which was carted from the Shire Dam. In 1926 the Waranga Channel was in operation and dams were able to be filled from it for 6 months of the year. Walter had a dam sunk adjacent to the channel. To get it to the house they filled a small tank on a trolley using a hand pump. Much later pipes were laid to the house and yards and a windmill was erected. Over time 2 more rooms were added to the house, a kitchen and a back bedroom. A sleep-out was added for the boys and a wash-house which was made out of flattened kerosene tins. When the Second World War broke out, Walter went to work at Laverton Airfield, which was a Royal Australian Air Force base for training of pilots. Bob and Jim joined the Army and Herb and Kath the Air Force. Bob was a rat of Tobruk and he was reported missing on the 22nd of July 1942, which was during the Battle of El Alamein, Egypt. He was found in Italy in Camp 057 in June 1943, almost 11 months later. Herb and Jim were both stationed in Darwin and were there when it was bombed. Kath was stationed at Mount Martha. Elsie and the youngest daughter Stella were left to keep the farm running. Herb was a very good runner. Bob and Jim were bike riders. Jim was a good bowler and loved fishing and shooting. Bob did a bit of bookmaking and enjoyed fishing. The 3 boys passed away in their 40s within 4 years of each other. Kath left homely in 2014 and moved to Bendigo. She passed away in 2016 aged 92, and Stella, who also lived in Bendigo, passed away in 2022 aged 96.